we have the daily price chart for SoundHound AI Incorporated, stock ticker SOUN. So if we move in a bit on this price chart, we can see that there are some fairly significant price levels that have recently been broken. So in this video, what we will be doing will be to outline some of these price levels, explain why they're important, and identify a proper trading strategy so that investors can capture some profits with this stock going forward. So as things currently stand, we can see that we're starting to run into resistance once again. Specifically, the area of resistance that we have been pointing to for this stock has come in at $5.52. I have not changed any of the prior markings on this chart relative to what was seen in the prior video. So as we can see here, this is the main resistance zone that is influencing the stock at the moment. Ultimately, this price prediction did play out as expected. So as things are currently headed in the downward direction, the near-term price low has come in at $4.75, which is significant mostly because we have now lost this psychological support zone, which comes in at the $5 mark. However, what I tend to think is much more important than a psychological level will be the price analysis levels that allow us to actually, make projections about where the stock is headed. And in this case, what we can see is that the share price has now spiked into its exponential moving average cluster. This is significant because previously we had seen a move to the top side. This was a fairly convincing break to the top side. We had seen more than one price close on a daily basis above this level. And then in addition to that fact, what you really have here is another price failure right at this descending downtrend line that we've been watching. So this is very critical from a trend perspective here. I'm going to have to rearrange some of these price levels here so that we can understand this. But, as things currently stand, all of this comes in line with this prior trend line that we have been watching for this stock. So as we can see here, these price projections are proving to be incredibly accurate in determining where SoundHound share prices have been heading and are likely to head in the future. So, this does mean that the stock is under a bit of selling pressure here and could continue to see further downside as long as share prices are not able to bounce from this exponential moving average cluster. If we did see a bounce here, this would be a bullish event because, then you would start to see a movement here back above this descending trend line. In my view, this descending trend line is one of the most important factors governing share prices here. So, if we don't see a clear break above that, that's going to be a problem for anyone that's currently along this stock. One thing that I do think that we should be pointing to on the downside is this roughly double bottom support area, which now comes in at right around $3.90. This is not an exact level because as we can see here, there have been some slight differences in the ultimate price lows that have been posted here. So initially what we saw would have been a price low that came in during the July 1st trading session, which would have come in at $3.85 roughly. That would have created this sideways consolidation pattern and support zone that also fell in line strongly with the 200-day exponential moving average. That would be this rising blue line here. So as things continued to move higher, as that moving average continued to move higher, the stock was able to find support at levels that were also slightly higher. In addition to that, you also have an indicator reading here on the relative strength index, which is also positive. So currently we're sloping upward, and this does suggest that the share price does have some underlying bullish momentum near term. However, the real question will be whether or not this upward condition in the relative strength index will be able to continue, because as you can see here, we are very close to pressuring that level. So now one of two things can happen here. We could see share prices bounce from here and then move in the topside direction. If this did occur, I would expect to see a break to this longer term downtrend line. And then that would be a very positive event for anybody that's currently along this stock. However, the other potential outcome here would be for the share price to continue to move lower, head into this moving average cluster, and then the share price action itself starts to break this momentum line, this momentum trend line, and then start to send share prices lower once again. So, if we do see an event like that, we have to expect some further downside in this stock. For these reasons, I do recommend, there are many other stocks that I have been recommending to investors. The stock that we bought yesterday in the members only portion of the trading platform, we bought yesterday at the open. The stock price yesterday saw gains of 6.13% in a single trading day. So it was that's a very substantial price movement for one day. And that stock really is on course now to rocket higher after we were able to buy in, right at the dead bottom. So as things currently stand, there are some factors that traders are going to need to watch here because there are a few different viewpoints here that could start to unfold. We're not going to be looking into a crystal ball here. We're going to wait for these technical signals to show themselves. Anybody that tells you that they know or that they can predict a share price or something like that is just uh, living in a false reality, living in a dream. We don't really do that. We wait for the technical signals to present themselves, and then we make trades based on those decisions. So currently, what you're looking for here, if you are bullish on this stock and you do want to enter into a long position, what I would be looking for here would be a break to the top side coming in at roughly $5.15. If we did see a break above there, that would mean that we are still trading above the exponential moving average cluster, and then we can start to dismiss this prior downtrend line. However, the way things are currently unfolding here, we can see very clear tests of this downtrend line and then failures at those price points. So if that does continue here, if we do see a substantial move lower or even a lower low, the outlook for the stock would definitely turn bearish at that point. There really wouldn't be much way to spin this into the positive direction because you would still be obeying this downtrend line, and then in addition to that, you would also have lower lows in the process. Of course, we're not there yet. I'm not saying that will happen, but I'm just saying that if this does happen, it would be a major red flag for anybody that's currently holding the stock. So just to re-summarize here, the main level that we're watching to the downside comes in at $3.94. If we do see a break above roughly 515, 520, that could possibly allow us to say that there is a break of this dominant downtrend line. And then the initial test of resistance would have to come in at $5.52. If we were to see a break above there, you can start to look at 645 as a potential upside target. So there are a few layers of resistance zones that could be tested if we start to see a break in this overall downside trend momentum. Specifically, what I would be watching here would be the activity in the relative strength index, because if we're not able to bounce here and we do break lower, this will be a warning sign, and it will suggest that share prices are likely to start to move lower. So here's the current market analysis and stock market update for SoundHound AI Incorporated, stock ticker SOUN. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership and start trading stocks with the pros.